Hey guys, good morning. It's Dave Santarelli from BreakingChartAlerts.com and Santarelli Trading Exchange. So guys, first things I want to do is I want to go over why the markets are trading higher this morning here. We got some really good news about retail numbers. As you guys can see here, there's some good numbers that came out. First off, as far as upgrades, downgrades, nothing really great that sticks out. But as you can see down here, another upgrade on Domino's to 520. That one was upgraded a few days ago. Morgan Stanley upgraded from 99 to 105. Morgan Stanley is going to be a nice one to take a look at. And then if you see down here, stock futures rise after stronger than forecast retail sales. Now, if you guys remember, yesterday I was talking to you guys about the Chinese retail numbers that came out. Remember that? We were looking at Baba, we were looking at Baidu, and I said, if China's taking off with their retail sales, I really think we're going to have a strong retail sales Q2 earnings report from a lot of our companies here that had a, obviously you guys know they lowered expectations drastically in 2020 and 2021 here with the pandemic. So, retail sales coming in better than expected. NVIDIA is going to begin trading 4-for-1 stock split on July 20th. Pfizer to pay $345 million to resolve EpiPen lawsuits. Nothing really going on. You got some earnings from Charles Schwab. Nothing else really going on there as far as earnings goes. So Qs, remember what we were talking about yesterday, guys? We were talking about the Qs coming down to that 10, and I said, guys, if we close below that 10, I'd be worried about tech pulling back. But we're climbing. Market is open. Our Microsoft trade's up $900 here. That's nice. Our Express trade is taking off nicely. Take a look at Express here, guys. With those retail numbers that just came out, Express might be one to take an eye at. We have the Express October 15th Expo, which is great. That gives us plenty of time. We'll see what Express does. We might have that on our day trade list here today. Square's getting another nice climb. Square is up, 1.4% today. Let me link this here. Link one. Here's Square 3-month daily starting to get a little pop there. You can see Moderna's trading higher. That's getting added to the S&P 500. So that stock's up over 5% here. I want to be jumping in just on that news. Microsoft trade, we're up $1,100 now for the day. Let's take a look at Microsoft, guys. So that Microsoft 3-month daily chart again, take a look at this. This is what's really important and what we've been talking about here. So if you take a look, Microsoft, what have we been doing? This entire breakout momentum. Okay, now this is Microsoft right here, right? So there's our 1020 cross. So 3 checks equal entry, right? And when you get that initial crossover, what are you doing when you're getting that initial crossover? 3 to 6 months out to Expo, right? I just got a mouse pad here, so it's weird drawing on it. But 3 to 6 months out to Expo, 3 check marks equal an entry, right? So our 3 check marks equal an entry. Oh, that was horrible. Okay, so 3 check marks equal an entry. And those 3 check marks are going to be, we got 1020 cross. That's going to be check number 1. Check number 2, the MACD cross. That's actually going to come first before the 1020 cross. But MACD cross, that's check number 2. And then the first green candle above the 1020 SMA. So where's the first green candle above 1020 SMA after the crossover? That was the day of the crossover. So right here, that is your entry candle. And when you see that breakout happening, you're getting at the money. So you're picking up a strike. That's going to be your strike because you're trading in at the money. ATM strike. So an at the money strike is going to be 250. Now, what are you looking at? Well, once you get that initial crossover, you have your 3 check marks. What was our other check mark here? Green candle. Above 10 and 20 SMA. Okay, so that's your 3 check marks right here. There is your 3 check marks. Right there. That's your 3 check marks. So 1020 cross, the MACD cross, green candle above 1020. There's your entry candle. And this is on what? June, middle of June. So July, August, September. So between September and December, that's when you're looking for your expo. So 3 to 6 months out till expo equals, what did I just say? So that was on June 6th. So July, August, September. So September to December expo. So now when you're calculating this with our trade plan, look at what you've come up with. You've come up with what strike you're buying, what expiration you're getting, and you're following the trade plan for your exits there out of that. Still holding that 10-day simple moving average, that entire breakout there. So no sell signal. Microsoft still climbing. We're up $1,500 on the Microsoft trade today. And we're back in the green overall on Microsoft, which is nice. Let me see what we got. We're up $2,000 today. That's not too bad. I could lock in profits right now if I want and move on to the next trade. Or I could hold on. That's what's really nice about that trade plan, because if you got into that Microsoft trade. Now, guys, I want to show you this. So there's that entry with our trade plan. Pay attention to this, because we could actually show you. This is the nice thing about having a pro platform here. I could show you what that 250 strike cost in June, on June 6th, when we got that entry signal right here. So if you take a look right here, here was that entry signal, right? Take a look. Entry candle. That was on June 6th. So June 6th, that's when we'd be picking up that 250 call. Now take a look. For September Expo, watch this. Watch what's neat about this. We'll go to the September Expo. We'll look at that 250 call. Okay, so I'm going to clear this out for a second, okay? Just remember that date, June 6th. 250 call, okay? Remember that date, June 6th. Okay, so now here is the option chain for the September 17th Expo. Here is the 250 call. It's currently going for $3,523. But now watch this. I could graph this. I could put this link one. Watch this. So remember, what was the date I told you was the entry on Microsoft, guys? What was that date? Microsoft trades now up $2,000 for the day. Incredible run. Guys, remember, what was the date on that? I want to see if you guys are paying attention here watching. What was the entry date on Microsoft? June 6th, right? There we go. Damien was right. June 6th. So now watch this. September 250 call. Watch this. It graphs the actual damn option here. So here was June 6th right here. Okay, so it must have been the 7th right here. We'll go with $13.37, right? All right, let's write that down. So, 1337 here. Where is my calculator here? Let me see. Well, our Microsoft trade's taken off nicely. So let's see, 1340, 13.4. It's at 35.42 now, right? So 35.42, 35.52, 35.52, divide that by 13.4. That's 165% return there in a little over a month. 165% gain. That's why I tell you, when you're looking at those initial crossovers, go with something a little bit further out, 3 to 6 months. When you're coming, see here how we're coming, consolidating right here on Microsoft. Notice how right here we're consolidating. And then we had that breakout right here. Well, when you have that breakout, that's when you get that shorter term weekly expo. Look for a couple day run, you know, something less than a month out till expo. Look for that couple day or a week run there, and then take advantage of it, sell it, get out of it. And that's going to be a quick, you know, 50 to 100% gain there. Ray, I would love to get some leaps on NVIDIA as well. I definitely think that's going to be a good one. We'll be taking a look at NVIDIA soon. Let me see here what we have on our columns. Percent. Guys, we got a 12% gain on our Microsoft trade going into the July Expo. You guys, you know, like, we're mostly in cash right now. We only got about 10 grand out. So do you want to close out that Microsoft trade and get something else here, or wait for a repositioning here? Or do we want to hold on to that a little bit longer going into earnings? I mean, Microsoft looks great, don't get me wrong. Sammy said he just sold. Now, don't get me wrong, it looks great. Let's take a look at Microsoft here. And that's a beautiful chart there. That looks like that's going to continue to break out. I'd say, going into earnings, I'd probably be looking at that hitting about $300. I think that's definitely doable. $300 a share. Microsoft's still pretty cheap there. Nice job, Sammy. Sammy said he just sold Microsoft, locked in a gain. I'm watching Apple. Notice how Apple's consolidating at that 150. Apple's still consolidating at that 150 there. It's not doing too much yet. Just consolidating 150 between 147.50. So 147.50 to 150 here on Apple. That's just an area of consolidation. So you're not trading that until either you break above it, below it, and then you can make a trade on that there. But not doing anything with that yet. You let that continue to climb, continue to break out. Let's see, Dow's up 28, NASDAQ's up 55 and climbing. Looking good there. Apple's starting to climb. Tech's still climbing here. Got some really nice gains today. Express is still climbing. It's looking pretty good. Waiting for that Express to take off, because once Express takes off, I mean, that's going to be a hell of a great short squeeze. Tech, I think, still going to run next week into earnings. Kurt said price target on Microsoft raised to 310 from 285. Yeah, I definitely think, you know, I mean, that's definitely going to be going higher, Microsoft. Microsoft's a great company. It's, you know, it's been lagging. They got some new leadership in. Let's take a look at Microsoft here. And that's just looking great. I love that candle. I think she might get up to 285 today. Let's see, research, analyst research and reports. Let's see what they're saying here about this guy. There we go, Microsoft. The average price target is $298.92. High side is 330. Most recently, 310, 310. 275, 300, 301. You know, so well into the 300. So a good earnings report. I think we're going to see Microsoft get right into those 300s. Perkins said he closed out Microsoft for a nice profit. He might get back in on Tuesday. I think Microsoft's going to do well. You could even consider an in-the-money vertical spread on Microsoft. That's a nice little earnings trade. Out of the money, you know, like watch something like this. So if you think Microsoft's going to get up to 300, obviously you don't want to buy calls, because here's the problem with calls. Take a look at this at Microsoft. MSFT. If you take a look at Microsoft here, you could see that these... You can see, for example, first let me get this other expo up. For what expo do we have? The July 30th. So here's the issue. That July 30th, the stock's at 283.50 now. So the nearest is going to be that 285 strike. So that 285 strike call for July 30th is going for 475. So 4.75, right? So 285 plus 475 equals 285 plus 4.75. That's 289.75. That's your break even. Now plus another 4.75. So at 294.5, that equals a 100% gain. And then let's say another plus 4.75. So at 299.25, this will give you a 200% return. Okay, so that's within that 300 range, you know. If it gets up to 299.25, you're going to have a 200% return. Break evens 289.75, 100% gain 294.50, and at 299.25 you have a 200% gain. But watch this. This is why it's important to understand different strategies. So now let's take a look at an out of the money vertical spread. If we think it's going to get up to that 300, buy to open, sell to open. It's going to be a vertical bull call spread for the July 30th expo going into earnings. Earnings, that's that catalyst. So if you think she's going to get up to that 300 and you buy the 297.50 300 vertical spread, let's see what that's going to cost, what we can make. So right now, it's going for 25 to 26 cents to be worth 250. So if the max this could be worth is the difference between these two strikes, 2.50, and we're only paying, let's say, 27 cents for it, right? So 2.5, divide that by 0.27, that's going to be an 826% return. So 826% gain. Now, if you remember with that call, that 285 strike call at 299, what was it, 25 or 75, you had a 200% gain. This one here, the stock gets up to $300, you're going to have an 826% gain. That $27 is going to be worth $250. Now, if you have 10 contracts for $270 and it gets up to that 300, that $270 is now worth how much? $2,500. So just think if you had 10 contracts. If you have 10 contracts, $27 times 20 contracts, that's going to cost you $540. $540 for that trade to be worth $5,000. So, you know, that's why it's always important to look at different strategies, because if you see a target resistance area, if you think it's going to get up to that 300 target profit area that everyone keeps talking about, then obviously, you know, if that other one's only going to make 200%, this one's going to make 826%. Why the hell are you going to leave that extra 626% on the table? You know, is it just because either A, you know, you don't have the time to find the right strategy, and or you're just not knowledgeable to know there's different strategies for larger percent gains if you're thinking a stock's going to hit that resistance area? You know, that's why it's really important to understand all these other strategies like calls, covered calls, spreads, you know, credit spreads, debit spreads, butterflies, condors, you know, iron condors. You know, I mean, there's so many calendar spreads. There's so many different types of strategies you guys could be utilizing, along with selling naked too, you know, but that's for more advanced traders. But like I said, you know, it's important to understand what strategy to use at each time. We're still in breakout momentum, slowly climbing. You know, the account's still climbing nicely, so we just let it go and let it do its thing. Looking for a good day trade, but everything pulled back a little bit here. Delta's still climbing. It'd be nice to see Delta break that 10 and start that climb. The MACD, you know, it's starting to cross above the signal line there. Well, it's not starting, but it's starting that upward trend. Dow is up about 27 points. NASDAQ's up about 25. Ray, this is E-Trade Pro. I don't think it has that capability. Oh yeah, the histogram's right in the background there, Ray. I was thinking about the other one that TD Ameritrade has. They have a different type of histogram for the MACD. But I think you use Schwab, you said, right? Speaking of needing more coffee, I think that is a great idea. I'm gonna get a coffee right now. I decided to go against the coffee. I know what that's going to lead to. I'm watching Disney. I'm watching something for a day trade. You guys see anything worth looking at for a day trade here yet? Microsoft's going to continue to run nicely.
S&P 500 futures rebounding off of just below the 43.55 level, rebounding about a point here. Stocks hanging on to positive territory, up about 0.1% last trade in S&P 500 futures, 43.56.5.
Watching Disney start to get across here. Disney's a really nice one a day trade.
Here now, 9.33% at 283.66 in Moderna, Mike Romeo, November Alpha.
Let's see there. Marco Rossi says, how about Intel? Let's take a look at Intel here. Intel's looking pretty good there. Intel's looking really nice, especially on that today 1 minute. Came right down to that 20. Held support right there at 56.60, starting that climb. That's looking nice there. So what I'm looking for here there, what was that, Marco? Alrighty, Polo. This is what I'm looking for here. A break above 57.50, okay? So if you get a green candle above 57.50, that's where I'm going to be looking to enter into that trade. Marco will be finding Polo if you enter into that trade above that 57.50. That right there is going to be your entry. So right there, that would be a confirmed entry. You could get into it now early, prematurely. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to understand that you'd have a strict stop right here at 55. That right there would be your stop.
That's November Victor Alpha X-ray.
So your stop right there is going to be at 55 bucks. And, you know, really with, you know, when you're trading in consolidation, because this is what sucks about this, Marco. You see each one of these candles represent one day. So look at this. 1, 2, I mean, you go all the way back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just go like this. May 14th to July 14th. That's June, July. That's 2 months it's been trading in consolidation. Guess what's eating away at this time right here? Theta. Theta. Do you know what theta is? Theta is time decay. So when you're trading sideways like that, when you're just trading sideways like this and you're just going between 55 and 57.50, that's a small move right there. So during that whole time for 2 months, theta, your worst enemy, theta, ate away at that option premium for 2 freaking months. You know, so that is really what you got to be looking for. That's why it's important to find those right entries and those right exits, because if you wait for a break above that 57.50, then you could be targeting that 62.50, which is a 5-point climb, you know, from right there. You could even be targeting 65, which is a big move. A $2 move right here between 55 and 57, you know, that's not going to do anything for you. So, good question. Who asked that question there? Marco.
In these viruses. From this work, scientists have identified 4 lead compounds that block flu, coronavirus.
Marco, sorry if I upset you with that. If I did, let me know. I just like to be silly at times, you know, it makes the day go by quicker.
University of Maryland.
Don't take it personally.
Alpha India, Kilo India.
Let's see, Ray says Overstock. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Overstock no more. That was a good one we traded during the pandemic. 6-month daily Overstock, not doing a darn thing for me.
Company out with the
I don't like that one.
Along with Eli Lilly, highlighting some earlier news from Eli Lilly that the FDA did not meet the PDUFA action date for its supplemental new drug application.
Guys, I want to find a good day trade. You see anything moving?
Severe atopic dermatitis candidate. India, November.
AMC might get a move back up to 38 bucks.
Eli Lilly a little bit earlier this morning.
If that could break that 36.75, there's a good chance you could see 38. I'm looking for something good though. Let's see. Bill said Visa has been looking great. Credit cards are going to start doing great because they're going to start raising interest rates, which means more higher profit
Big bank
margins
stocks
for them.
falling to new session lows here. Looking at the Spider Financial Sector ETF, ticker X-Ray, Lima Foxtrot. The ETF now down 0.5% at a new session low. Shares of Bank of America, BAC, down about 1%. Shares of Citigroup, ticker C, down about 1.5%, to name a few of those big banks.
That's not looking bad there, Bill, that Visa. Let's see what MasterCard's doing. MasterCard looks ready to take out that 400 again, too. That's a nice setup there.
correction on a squawk from Eli Lilly and Insight a few minutes ago. INCY. Eli Lilly and Insight out with a press release highlighting that its supplemental new drug application for its treatment for moderate to severe atopic dermatitis, the FDA did not meet its PDUFA date. This was announced by AbbVie earlier related to AbbVie's Rinvoq, which is for the same indication, moderate to severe atopic dermatitis. Eli Lilly and Insight did not issue this news earlier. That was AbbVie, Alpha Bravo, Bravo Victor, Insight, India November, Charlie Yankee. That press release was out at 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
Looking for something moving here that we might be able to jump into for a quick day trade. We're going to get a move today. It's just a matter of patience and waiting for it. No big names I'm seeing, you know. Little penny stocks. Your utilities and consumer defensive are doing well. You know, you got to be keeping an eye on that. Consumer cyclical usually pull back at the peak to the recession economic cycle there of the economy, so you got to be watching that. Let's see. Kanish says, when would be an entry signal for Airbnb? It's at a low today. Airbnb, you know, I mean, it's in breakdown momentum. You had that 10 crossing below that 20. We got out of this trade, I believe it was right here. That first day that we crossed really below that 150. You know, I saw that. I saw the 10 starting to get that 10-20 cross. The MACD was starting to cross. We had shorter than 30 days out till Expo, so I cut that Airbnb trade. She continued lower, so that was good. If you wanted to get into puts now, you could be targeting that 130 for some puts. It's at 137.84 now, so capture a quick almost $8 to the downside if she gets to support at 130. So that's what I'd be looking at as far as that goes. Buying some puts, targeting that 130, doing something 30 days or less out till Expo.
WNS Holdings, its ticker WNS, company CEO currently interviewing on Benzinga's YouTube channel. The CEO recently highlighting that the company's profit margins are back to around the 20.8% level. That's ticker Whiskey November Sandy.
BBY is still consolidating there, nothing happening yet. Skohorvy says Disney. I'm watching Disney above. It's in BDM here. That was just at 185.28 this morning. Actually 185.30. It's pulling back from the highs, Sammy. Nasdaq still in the green, Dow still in the green, S&P still in the green. It's normal intraday volatility. Everything's starting to pull back.
Stocks
though,
continuing
man.
to mark new session lows here. S&P 500 futures testing the 43.52 level here.
If we wanted to pick
barely
up
hanging
a
on to
small
positive
day
territory,
trade
up
here on
about
Qs,
1
we
point.
could do that. Pick up some Q puts as a hedge too. Get the July 16th expo here. Get some basic puts. I wouldn't be against that if we continue this pullback here going into the afternoon. 360 is going for about what? 78 cents, 77 cents. I'll pick up 10 contracts here. She's going up now, 78, 80. All right, let's see if I could buy him for 84 cents there, and she just jumped up in price again. There we go. I actually got in. I'm in at 81 cents. I got filled at. So I got filled at 81 cents on those July 16th puts on QQQ. So I'm just gonna hold that for a bit. I already got a 2% gain on it. Let that continue to do its thing. 4% gain. It's a small trade, $800. So, you know, that's nothing much. You know, I mean, what's that as far as this size? That's less than 1% trade of the total account here. So, remember, it's a small day trade for me. So, it should be one for you too. 1% of the account is fine. So yeah, 87 cents now. We already got a 7%, 8%, 9% gain, 10%, 12% gain. We already got a $115 gain on that trade. Almost a $200 gain on that trade already. We already have a 22% gain. Here we go right here. Profit, $180 so far, 22% gain. I mean, you can't ask for anything nicer. There we go. We're still climbing. It was just up 30% there for a sec.
S&P 500 futures falling below the 43.50 level, a new session low under the 43.47 level, and stocks now lower for the session, down about 0.1%.
So I'm just watching that trade now. We're obviously pulling back a bit here, so we should just give that some time. Could probably make some nice profits on that if she drops another 2 points.
ticker NEGG, shares breaking over the $28 level over the last 15 minutes here and breaking out now over the $34 level, a new session high at 34.45 in Newegg, November Echo Golf Golf. The stock now up 30% for the session.
There we go. There's that next breakdown. Failure at that 10.
9 IPOs on the radar for this morning. Blue Foundry Bancorp, BLFY, Regencell Biosciences, ticker RGC, Bylander Acquisition, T-Scan Therapeutics, TCRX, Imago Biosciences, IMGO, Stonebridge Acquisition, Erasco, ticker ERAS, Blend Labs, ticker BLND, and also Bridge Investment Group, that's ticker BRDG. Again, 9 IPOs on the radar here for this morning.
Josh, I'd stay away from Baidu.
S&P 500 futures testing 43.45 as some near-term support here. Stocks down nearly 0.2% for the session. Atosa Genetics, ATOS, shares down nearly 20% this morning, just off a session low at 4.45. That's ticker AT, Alpha Tango, Oscar Sandy. Benzinga Pro News Desk looked around for some news, didn't immediately see any fundamental news pushing the stock lower. It's ticker Alpha Tango, Oscar Sandy. U.S. Treasury has issued Hong Kong related sanctions. Yesterday, there was a Reuters report that the U.S. will sanction Chinese officials and warn companies related to Hong Kong. So this isn't a surprise, but it looks like details here this morning. Treasury website showing that the Biden administration has issued business advisory highlighting growing risks related to China's actions in Hong Kong. Those headlines, according to Reuters.
Guys, I am out of that day trade at $1. Order status. Let's see. I am out at $1. We are out of that trade at $1. We were in at what? 81 cents out at $1. What was that gain? It's a 24% gain on that trade there. She's still dropping. She's at $1.10 now. Nice day trade there, guys.
New lows in stocks, S&P 500 futures breaking below the 43.45 level, and some downside intensifying here, down another 3 or 4 points over just last minute. 43.42 last trade.
Wow, look at that, still dropping. It's at $1.21 now.
0.2% for the session, but down about 35 points.
Wow, still dropping.
Set just after the open.
She's at $1.24 now, $1.26, $1.29, $1.30. Oh man. Oh, profit's a profit. We locked in a 23% gain. I'm not going to complain about that. We're green on the day, which is great.
Pop culture ticker CPOP shares rebounding off of the 925 level.
How many of you guys got into that day trade with us?
Here. The stock off about 2.2% for the session, last trading at 963. Charlie Papa Oscar Papa.
Robert, you locked that in there. You're the only one that got into that trade, Robert? James got in. Robert got in. Jack Dottie said he didn't get in that one. That was nice. That Chinese news helped propel that one a bit lower there. Should have held on until it got to the mainstream media for a larger gain, but that was still nice. That was still pretty nice. And just with that one single trade there, we already locked in $179 profit. So watch this. We sold it at $1, right? We locked in $179.86. Now if I show you, I don't want that to go away. I like that. We locked in a 23% gain because that's probably going for 99 cents. But anyway, look. So we locked in $179.70 from day trading, right?
The 43.40 level, 43.38 and a half.
All right, let me shut this guy up.
Today.
All right, so we made 180 bucks today, right? So far. How long did that trade last for, Efren? It lasted for what, about 10 minutes? So now listen, we made $180. I want you guys. A lot of people ask me, Dave, how much do I need to pay my bills? Or can I make this amount trading options? Can I make that amount? Here's a great way to calculate that, okay? I want you guys to see this and understand how to calculate it. So number one, let me see where the heck my paper is here. And let me just get my my other thing up here. Alrighty, so let's say that what's your monthly bills? If anyone wants to, participate, give me an example. Someone in the trade room, tell me an average monthly, average total monthly bills for your house, for your things. Okay, Sammy says $5,000. All right, so $5,000, that's your goal as a trader, right? To make $5,000 trading, okay? Now, this is what I want you to understand. So when you come up with that conclusion to say, hey, I need to make $5,000 trading, this is the type of discipline and psychology I want you guys to have as a trader. So if you have to make $5,000, well, it's not 30 days, there's 30 days in a month, but there's only 21 trading days per month. So $5,000, divide that by 21 trading days per month, that equals $238.10 a month. So $238.10 per day. So that means for you to make a living trading, you're going to have to make $238.10 per trading day, Sammy, okay? So now here's what's nice about this. So if you have to make $5,000, you say, okay, $238 per day, times that by 5, that equals $1,190 a week. $1,190.48 per week. Okay, so out of that $5,000, you already said, okay, you got to make $238.10 a day. Now, what size account do you have? Well, to be on the safe side, to be able to make that, $238 a day, you could easily do that trading options. Easily do that trading options, because here's what you're doing. So let's say you have $5,000, right? And you're looking at a day trade. Day trades, obviously they're much more riskier. But let's just say you're gonna put, let me see here. Let's say you're gonna put $750 into a trade, right? I'm gonna share this screen with you here in a sec. I don't have it on this one. $750 per day trade. Looking for a 30% gain per day trade. So $750, multiply that by 0.30% equals 750 times 0.3, that's $225. So there you go. So now you're already saying, if you have a $5,000 account, okay, why are you risking any more than $750? Why? Your max stop loss is going to be, 50%. So $750 times 0.5. Your max stop loss is going to be $375. You're looking to make at least a $225 profit on that quick 10-minute trade. If you're able to sit here all day, listen to the news, listen to the Bloomberg Terminal, Thomson Reuters, Benzinga Pro. If you're able to sit here and listen to this all day, look for that quick day trade utilizing our trade plan here. Make that quick 30%. Well, guess what? If you're consistent and disciplined enough, you could easily do that. Let me save this here. And let me put this in the thing here so I could share it with you guys now. It's a nice thing about having all this tech here. I could do so much stuff with it. Okay, so now let me go over here. Watch this. So I just made that on this iPad here. So now I'm going to go over that with you guys on the screen, because this is really important. Man, this Facebook is super slow today. All right, so take a look at this, guys. This is what's really important. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Yeah, hold on. Let me get that bigger. Save image as how to meet monthly goals. Okay, let me bring this up now. Oh, guys, by the way, I just got this the podcast doctor. He works for ESPN. He also has a business. I just picked up this Shure microphone here. We're setting up a podcast on Saturday. It's going to be a weekly podcast, so be ready for that. But anyway, let me get back to what I was doing here. Alrighty, so right here, take a look at this. Okay, so could you guys see this now? Okay, so where the okay, there we go. All right, so if your goal is $5,000 a month, if that is your monthly goal, if $5,000 per month is your monthly goal to pay your expenses, you got to be looking at it like this. 5,000, there's 21 trading days per month. So that means you need to make $238.10 per day to meet that goal of $5,000. So if you make 238.10, multiply that by 21 days, that comes out to $5,000.10. So if 21 trading days you make $238.10, you're going to meet your $5,000 goal. Okay? Now here's what I want you to think of. Let's say you have $5,000 in your account, right? If you have $5,000 in your account here, you should only be using about $750 on that trade, which is still high. You know, I mean, what is that? That's 15%. That's 15%. But with day trading, you're going to have to go a little higher with a small account like that. So $5,000, you want to be doing 10 to 15%. 10% to 15% on a trade for a day trade. So $5,000 times that by 0.15, 5,000 times 0.15 equals $750. So $750, that's what you should be looking at per day trade. Okay? Now, if you're looking for a quick 30% gain on that day trade, well, guess what? $750 times 30% equals a profit of 750 times 0.3. That's $225, right? So you made a profit of $225. So just by making that one trade that lasts, what, 10 minutes? Let's see, what was our entry on that trade? Let's see here. So here it is right here, right? You guys could see it. We were in at 10, out at 10:21. So really, we were in at 10:11 because it's 53 seconds. But anyway, just say 11-minute trade, right? So that 11-minute trade, 11 minutes here, ended up making us 180 bucks. Okay, so now you guys got to see if you're able to make just put $750, wait for that right setup, wait for that good setup, make that quick $225. Well, guess what? Now, if you sit there and sit on your butt and you're patient enough to wait for that next breakdown or breakout, you continue to do this throughout the day. If you find one, you say, okay, you know, I didn't meet my daily goal of $238 today, but I got close to it. I made $225. And then guess what? Tomorrow you might have, or not tomorrow, it's Saturday, but Monday or later on next week, you might have a lot of events like earnings coming up that you guys could go and you could make some easy, really easy day trades there. You know, you can make some really good, easy day trades based on some catalyst or something that's going to push or propel that stock higher or lower. And you might get 4 day trades in that make 30%. You know, and if you do that and you have $1,000 day, well, then that makes up for the day here that you're short about, what, $13 for meeting your daily goal. So everything in trading has to be a mindset and as a business. You got to say, okay, if your goals are $5,000 a day, like me, you know, like my daily or my monthly goals are about, my monthly bills are about 16 grand to pay everything, live the lifestyle I have. Divide that by 21, you know, that's about 760 bucks a day I need to make. So, you know, that's what you got to be looking at as far as, you know, trading goes. First off, you have to say, okay, what's realistic? What's realistic? If you got $1,000 account and you want to make, you know, $238 a day, you're using 30% of your portfolio on a trade and, you know, it's higher risk. So you have to understand, you have to be reasonable but with what you're looking for there. If you're reasonable with what you're looking for, obviously you can have a nice strategy, a nice setup there, and you can be looking for those nice returns. So that's what you're doing. I'm watching the charts above here. There's really nothing much going on, so that's why I took this time to do this nice little class with you guys. I hope that helps. I hope you guys like doing those classes. If not, then it's just a waste of time for me, but let me know if you like doing those. And look at that. We got out of that Q's trade just at about nice timing. I think we got out at, what should we say, 10:21. We got out of this right here. It dropped a couple more minutes. And look at, we got out 5 minutes before the lows of the day. I mean, that's nice for a day trade. I mean, you're not going to get in at the bottom. You're not going to close at the bottom with those puts. You're not going to close at the top with your calls. But when you're a couple minutes off, it's amazing to have things like that. Karen, because, you know, well, if you want to say that, because I don't make a living trading the Trade Challenge account. I make a living trading the main account. So right now, my goal is to, you know, do that. If I find a good opportunity for the Trade Challenge account, I'm going to make a Trade Challenge there. I'm not actively searching for a Trade Challenge account, you know, just to force a Trade Challenge account. If I find a good setup, I'm going to make it. I told you guys it looks like we're coming to a peak there. So, you know, if I see some opportunities, and also with the Trade Challenge account, I can't do spreads, I can't do advanced strategies, it's level 2. So that's the reasoning behind that. If I find a good setup, I got the iMac right here, which has the Trade Challenge account on it. I'm going to make a trade. You know, if we find a nice day trade setup today, I wouldn't be opposed to making a trade in the Trade Challenge account. Moderna's up over 10% now. That was up only about 5% this morning. That had a huge climb since opening bell there. From about 270 all the way up to about 288. Disney's continuing lower there. Now, see, if you ask me, if Qs end up the day like this, where we're kind of below the previous candle's body here, I'd be looking at some puts for next week. And retracement on Qs possibly down at 355. If it holds above that 10, you know, we might climb and end a green candle by the end of the day. That's why I say about watching that intraday noise. You know, so if we take a look at this and we want to watch this, Qs here, and if we're looking at the end of the day, maybe 3 o'clock comes along when we go live, we see it's still below that 10, you know, we're going to pick up some puts for next week's expo. We're mostly all in cash right now. We got what, about $8,000 still out with that Microsoft trade. Baidu's got about $800 left in it, and Express has about $800 left in it. And then the Microsoft trade. Thank you, Ray. Ray says, great training, Dave. That alone is worth the price of admission here. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that. I'm trying to teach you guys, like Karen, I'm trying to teach you what to be looking and focusing in on mentally here. Because when you see that top there coming, like the peak that they're talking about of that economic cycle, that's why we're mostly in cash right now. We're waiting for the right opportunity. So, you know, that's why I'm trying to teach you about what to be looking for here, you know, to as far as, you know, making money from short-term trades, like a day trade, compared to those swing trades. Day trade, we waited for that news. We heard that news. We saw our crossover. We saw the trade plan in action. We decided to jump in. That news that came out on China propelled it lower there, so we locked in profits. It was an easy day trade on some Q puts there. Now, what we're going to be looking for as far as Q swing trade is if we are below that 10 here by the end of today, we might get some Q puts for next week's expo. Because take a look here. I mean, we've climbed for a month and a half, literally holding above that 10-day simple moving average for a month and a half. So I expect a little healthy pullback here ahead of earnings. You know, so we might pull back here a little bit, come back down to about 355. If we do, I mean, Apple's struggling with that 152. Take a look at Apple here, Karen. If you see Apple, notice 3 candles here got up to that 150, tested that resistance, and it pulled back there. That's why we locked in our Apple gains, and we held off on that. It hit our target 150. We made a couple of trades on Apple. We took in the profits and went on our way there. So right now it's a transitory time. So we're waiting to see, are we going to break that resistance, start that climb again, or are we at the top here and we're going to start to see some selling pressure? So that's why I'm trying to do these lessons with you guys, so you guys could see mentally and psychologically what you need to be focused on throughout the trading day here. James, I just saw your comment above there. He says, with all this being said, what is a good total amount to have in the account to start on that consistency? What are you saying? What's a good amount to have to make $5,000 a month, or what exactly is your question there? Let's see, a good total to have to day trade full time. James, if you got 15 grand, and I mean, like you said, here's your question. What's a good total to have to day trade? Well, my expenses might be different from your expenses compared to Ray's expenses. So it depends on what your monthly bills are. So 15 grand, what's a ballpark you're looking to make there? I'll tell you if that's realistic. I think if you're disciplined, James, if you want to make 100 grand a year, let's see, 100,000 a year, divide that by, there's 227 trading days in a year, 221. I think there's 220 some. We'll say 220, 230. So that's about $430 a day you need to make. So $430 a day, let's say you had a $25,000 account. 25,000 times, let's say you're putting 8% into a day trade, that's $2,000. You're targeting, let's say, a 25% return. That's 500 bucks. So if you're disciplined and you wait for that right day trade and you're just looking for a quick 25% return, and we just made what, a 22% return on that day trade, or whatever it was, 24% return. So if you're just looking, you have what, 7 hours? What time's the market open from? From 9:30 to 4. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're open for what, 6.5 hours a day? 6.5 hours a day, that's all. So for 6.5 hours a day, if you could sit here, wait for that either breaking news or wait for that, good move there, a catalyst to move the markets. When there's no news out, it's not good to follow the trade plan, because, see, these are the type of moves you want to see, where you're holding that 10. When you're like just trading, choppiness, this is what it's going to look like. You got no clear signals right here. Right here, you had a nice breakdown below support here. You could have captured a quick 7-minute move there, but that's a tight trade there, and you really have to be a disciplined trader to profit from that little move right there. But like when you don't have big moves happening, sit back, just wait, don't do anything yet. But when you get those signals, that's what you got to be focused in on for those nice easy trades like Moderna here on a today 1 minute. If you got in on that break above that 277.50 high here from this morning, and you went from 277.50 all the way up to 287.50, that's a 10-point climb. If we look at Moderna options, for example, here, you know, I mean, if we were focused in on that, you know, like if we wanted to sell right here at the 10:06 candle on Moderna this morning, and we got into that 277.50, we'll say 280. So if we got into that 280, we'll link it with link 1 here, that 280, and we sold at that 10:06 candle. So if we got in this morning on Moderna, that would have cost us, let's say, around $4 for that 280 call. At 10:06, it was worth, you know, almost $10, but let's just say $9. So you got in at 4, you sold it for 9. 9, divide that by 4, that's 125% gain. You're not looking for 125% gain there, James. All you're looking for is a couple candles of breakout here. So let's just say you got in right here, you know, at let's say $5, right? Let's say you got in right here at 951 candle for $5, and then you rode it for the next 6 candles here, and you sold it at 7. You got in at 5, you sold it at 7. 7, divide that by 5. You know, I mean, that's a big return there. That's a 40% return in that short 6-7 minutes right there. So you don't have to capture that whole 120-some% move. Capture that small little gain, and then, you know, if you meet your goal for the day, sit back and become even more disciplined as far as what you're looking for a day trade. You know, as far as the swing trade goes, you know, that's why it's important to go out with those longer term expos, because if you're doing a swing trade, obviously you want that time to be on your side there. Now, if Karen has shares of space, so if she sold some covered calls for, like, even if it was that, you know, 7,500 strike call for, you know, that August expo, you know, on that pullback there, she would have made, you know, you could have made at least 5-10 grand there based on the shares that you have, you know. So, you know, you could have bought back those shares, locked in that profit, and then hold shares for that longer term climb there over the next, you know, 6 to 18 months. Yeah, more, you know, like, here's the thing, and this is why I usually go live around 3, you know, lately. It's because it's the first hour and the last hour of the day that you get the most volatility, you know, so that's really when you want to focus in on those day trades. You know, swing trades we could do in the afternoon because swing trades go on a daily chart. Day trades are just on a today 1 minute chart. First 15 minutes is really good. I could show you guys a strategy too next week on the first 15 minutes. Disney's getting that 1020 cross now, that cluster SMA. Disney pulled back sharply at that 185 resistance. She's starting to climb out of today 1 minute. We might be able to scalp another little day trade here, getting back up to that 183, maybe 184. See if we get some momentum going forward here. We could definitely look for another day trade. Disney's starting to climb a little bit there again. I want to see that Microsoft take off there. See how FedEx, it's still consolidating. Remember, someone was asking about jumping in FedEx. I said, wait until she breaks above or below that support and resistance area. And, you know, I said above 300, I'd be entering into FedEx. You know, below 290 or below 285, you could be looking at some puts. You know, that's still looking good there for a setup. But that's going to do it for us this morning here, guys. I'm going to be live in the afternoon here. I want to find some good straight day trade setups. Guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep Zoom close by open. That way, if I do find a good day trade setup, I'm going to go on Zoom quick. I'll post a trade, and then we could trade it together. I could send out an app alert for the Zoom for you guys. And, you know, if I do find something in the afternoon, like if there's some kind of type of like crazy breaking news, that we could trade there, I could jump in and send out that Zoom link for you guys. So that's going to do it for the morning session here, guys. I hope everyone had a great day. Hope you made some money on that trade there. We're waiting for that Microsoft to continue to climb. It's still up for the day right now, but pulling back from the highs there. So have a great day, everyone. I'll see you guys in the afternoon, and let's make some more money day trading. So far, we're 1 for 1 today. Alrighty, catch you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye. And guys, make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel there and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these lessons and live trading. Take care. See you in the afternoon. And if you guys want to join us, you guys could go to breakingchartalerts.com. Go to the top, go to join now, membership pricing plans here. And make sure you guys go to breakingchartalerts.com, membership pricing plans. Down here, if you want the morning trade session, 125, you'll get the app alert. You'll get access to the trades that'll be sent to you in email, app, and it'll be posted on the site and also in the live trade room. And then Pro Trader, you get text alerts, morning session, afternoon session. Elite Pro Trader, you save money off the bat there. And then plus, we also have another promo challenge for 30% off the yearly membership. If you click sign up or upgrade, it'll apply that discount. It'll be $17.50 for the year, which comes out to like $140 a month, kind of like the trader session if you break it down. And if you guys have any questions, you guys could go right here, click on this button, chat with us at Breaking Chart Alerts. Once you guys sign up, here's the education tab. You guys can check out all of our classes right here. And the live trade room, if you click on here, go to live trade room, we'll be in here until we're in the afternoon session here. And if you guys are in the trade room all day or all morning, here's the here's the link for the live morning trading session. Here is the link for the afternoon trading session. There's the link for the class sign up. Alrighty, guys, have a great day, and let's make some more money day trading later today. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye, guys.